How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Ham Radio Crash Course. Welcome to Saturday. Got a bit of a not in my standard location, but still in the home because I've been working on this antenna. How's my audio? I'm using a mic pack here, so you guys give me a 5-9 in the chat if I'm sounding okay. Today we're going to be looking at the SarcTrack Gimbal, the auto tracking gimbal for ham radio satellites. So we're going to use those for your FM sats, potentially your linear sats, your linears. It's a pretty cool little kit. I've got a lot to talk about here, so hope you guys are buckled in. This is something that is relatively economically priced, but something that there's some work to do. In fact, I'm having some issues with it that we might be able to debug here live. I got it most of the way working, but maybe we can get it that last couple of inches here on the live stream. So thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the memes, and we'll get things kicked off real soon. I need my cooler. Get my cooler over here. Okay, here we go. All right. Let's say hi to everybody. Hello, everyone. I know I said this is a build video, right? But it's built. Why did I build it? Well, I'll talk about that. There's actually a pretty decent amount of steps that we couldn't do it all in 1 hour, so I thought it would be much better if I talked to you from a place of knowing after doing it than actually just winged it and said, hey, verily, here you go. Hey, Aaron, wow. What a... Thank you for the super chat. Starting things off with a bang there. Thank you very much. What does Aaron say? 5-9, I'm excited about this. I have an Arrow and a 705, so this may be my new purchase. Let's fix that so it's actually on the screen. There we go. How's that look? Much, much better. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate that. And let's see, David became a technician, a new member of the chat, so appreciate it, guys. Today is technically a Patron Picks episode, but the video that we planned didn't work out because, well, today is Parks on the Air Support Your Parks weekend, and my buddy, Mike KMRD, is unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but he's doing POTA, and the Patron Picks episode is going to feature him to some degree. So make sure you tune in next week because that'll be the Patron Picks episode. But this was on the Patron Picks list, and I needed to get this built because I have a spectacular field day planned, or not planned, but I'm allowed to attend. I'm going to San Clemente Island. I think I mentioned that on a live stream before. Adam, K6ARK, is also going with me. He's in the chat, and we're coming up with all kinds of ideas on what we're going to do. And this is one of them. We're going to be dragging this out there to make satellite contacts because we will be in one of, if not the rarest grids in the entirety of the U.S., which means we're going to be doing VHF, UHF satellites, and we're going to be doing 6 meters for all you Fred fish enthusiasts, people who want to get basically all grids. So that's where we're going to be doing that. Hopefully I still sound good. Everything looks all right. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about this, but there's a lot to talk about. So let me take a sip here. Ooh, good stuff. Anyway, next week will be JSA Call Advanced Topics or Advanced Functionality, and we'll be pairing up with Mike KMRD. So, you know, advanced is going to be a sliding scale, a logarithmic scale, if you will. So we'll talk more about the San Clemente Island thing later, but I will be there for Field Day weekend, which is just going to be fantastic. We've already got a bunch of things planned. I'm very excited about this. So if you need contacts for San Clemente Island, particularly, I think it's DM03 or DM02, extremely rare grid. So, okay. So what is all of this about? What is this? Obviously, that's an Arrow antenna, right? Arrow antennas. Hopefully, everybody has one of those. In fact, let me pull up some more websites here so I can show you as we go live. Come on now. There we go. Where is it? There it is. Okay. All right. First, let's do a quick run through. Thanks everybody who goes to hamtactical.com, checks out our merch. This is the store that my wife runs, so it's all the ideas that she and I and you via the Ham Radio Crash Course podcast cook up. And if you send us an idea over on the podcast, or if you want to send us an idea for merch, Leia@hamtactical.com. If we make it and it goes on the site, we'll send you one for free. So not bad. Yeah. All right. So let's go through this a little bit. SarcTrack. Let's pull that up here. So the SarcTrack is one of a ham radio kits that the School Amateur Radio Club Network makes, right? So let's scroll down and take a look at this. This is the satellite antenna, rotor, controller, and tracker. So it is what we would call an azimuth and elevation gimbal. So what it's doing, that little white box there actually has two stepper motors. One that controls the rotation of the base of the antenna, and then one that pivots it up and down, azimuth and elevation, okay? And that allows us to do some really fun stuff, like connect our radios to our computer to the rotor, and have the rotor track the satellite exactly as it's passing, which makes a lot of the complications of satellite radio, particularly for linears, go down considerably when you factor in that a lot of the software will actually control the frequencies that your radio is operating on. So pretty awesome, pretty awesome. Further, there hasn't really been cheap options in this space. A lot of them are homebrew projects that you can like download the parts list for and then kind of build it out yourself. And then you kind of, work together to build the software or try and interface software that already exists. And yeah, there's a couple of software titles that are out there. I'll be talking about one. There are a couple more that we'll hit, but the software runs on your computer. It does a lot of the thinking for you, and then you can just focus on operating, which sounds like the dream, right? Now, to a lot of satellite enthusiasts, this is cheating a bit. We know there's tons of folks on the ham Twitter pages out there, or the ham Twitter group for satellites and whatnot, that highly recommend you just take this Arrow antenna here and Armstrong it, as we call it. You control it yourself. And by the way, I totally recommend this. This is a really good way to get proficient in this, but it can be a pretty daunting level to like come up to proficiency on. So Dawn, wrong question. There we go. Dawn asks, and I'm all over the place here. Sorry about this. Again, I'm running semi-portable. So how does this compare to the one that RFinder Bob is doing? I don't know. I don't have RFinder Bob's. I did take a look at it at Hamcation right before the mobility scooter crashed into it. But it's probably very similar, very much the same. In fact, his might be more robust, but Dawn, you and I, N5SKT, we bought this kit back when we first heard about it. And so I've been sitting on it for a little while. Anyway, by the way, I will take this moment to mention, hey guys, if you have ham radio problems, issues, whatever, we do an after chat on the same channel right after this live stream. We're going to hop over to the HRCC Discord. Don't worry, you don't have to join it if you don't want to. But if you do, link is in the description. We do voice chats. We answer your questions live. We solve a lot of problems, and if you want to join us over there, it's a really great time. Not even if you're new. If you want to help out people in ham radio, get them up on the air the right way, this is the way to do it. Okay, so, oh man, more super chats. Thank you so much. KQ4IWH Tabby says, passed my technician exam last week thanks to your videos. So excited. Cheers, Tabby. Congratulations. That's super awesome. I'm glad to hear that. All right, let's keep going here. So this is a bit of an introduction of what it does, but I kind of gave that. There has been multiple revisions of this kit, improvements that they've made over time, which is great. Let me just pull up the where to buy so you guys can get the... I should have dropped the link. If I didn't, I'll grab it. Or if you just search SarcTrack, I'm not affiliated with any of this, so, go ahead and find it however you want. Let me see if we can grab the store really fast, because I don't even remember what this thing costs. Can't even buy it anymore. I forget. It was like a kludgy way that you can add this to your shopping cart. It was a little weird. I remember when I bought it. Such is ham radio, right? Yeah. How do you buy this thing? I was invited to go to San Clemente Island. I was invited to go, so I am taking the opportunity. I've got to. You can't pass up an opportunity like that. Oh, there we go. How to buy. So if you go to the website, how to buy, just above my head, Doot, doot, doot. It is Australian. Let's see. Press the add button on the items you wish to purchase. Go to shopping cart. Whew, buddy. Okay. This is wacky. Why don't we show you how to do this so that we can... Where's our SarcTrack? Where is it? There's no way it's this far down. Oh, there it is. Okay, never mind. So new for 2023. Let's see. Where is the buy? How to order. Press add. Okay. So sold out. Approximately $290 American. There you go. Hey, Pablo D. Man, we got a lot of people that pass and tests. Hey, thank you, by the way, for the super chat. You don't need to send me a super chat because you got licensed. I super appreciate it. Thank you. I'm just glad you're joining us in the ranks of amateur radio. So good on you for doing that. All right. Let's go back to here. So there's a couple of things to talk about before we kind of like play around with the software side of it. And this is for the people that have bought this kit and are going to be building it. So I'm going to switch the camera again, and we're going to walk around a little bit. I'll be trying to focus on the chat, but it's going to be a little bit further away. So I'll take some breaks as we go. So here's it a little bit more close up, and I'll move it, and I do have it unplugged right now. All right. Well, if there's a contact tonight, it's meaningless because right now I don't have it completely working. So let me show you both sides of it. It's not very heavy, which is the good thing. Let me see how I'm framing. That's going to have to do. Okay, so we'll start down here. I moved this. That's why it's tilted up. I wasn't able to get it back to home before we started. This is the back side of the box. So it has to use a balancing boom arm, and it uses some off-the-shelf Home Depot Lowe's aluminum angle iron. I think it's 1/8 of an inch thick by 1. I'll show you in the instructions in a bit. By 1/8 on both sides, and it's 20 inches long. At the end, there's a project box that you can buy off of Amazon, non-metallic project box, and the metallic screws that come with it have to be ditched because it's full of lead, so it's the ballast for the whole thing. And then on top of it, this is the position tracker, this little Velcroed on thing. This is actually what knows where the gimbal's at, and it communicates wirelessly to a dongle that connects into your computer, which makes this actually really, really sweet because you just give it 12 volts, and that's all you have to do. I have this zip tied to an Arrow antenna. It was designed to work with the Arrow antenna, and the gimbal connection is about 5 inches back off of the end of the aluminum angle iron. When you put your Arrow on there, you can run it with multiple feed lines, or you, like I have, with the single feed line that has the diplexer connected into it for running one radio that is full duplex, if you have a full duplex radio, which I do. And in fact, I could have just brought out the FTM 400 and we could have done FM sats with that. If I get it working, maybe we'll do that in the after chat. Okay, regardless. Attached to it, I already mentioned the Arrow antenna is a VHF, UHF. So UHF is the one with the little itty bitty elements, and there's 7 of those, right? 7, yeah. And then 3 of the 2-meter VHF. This antenna is really nice. You can backpack it. It breaks into 2. There's a bag you can buy that you can carry with you, and it makes it pretty good. I'm still good. Okay, still good. Let me flip this around so you guys can see the other side of it. Can you see that? Right there. Okay. How are we doing? Autofocus is good. All right, let me get... Whoa! Don't poke your eye out with this thing. Okay. So it's got the logo for SarcTrack on the box here. On the back side is the gimbal plate. And my 2 challenges with this were down here, right at the base of the tripod. In fact, I can... let me move the camera so you guys can get a little bit closer shot of this. Dawn, I did melt the lead, and I'll tell you why in a second. And it's actually really important that you do melt the lead. I view that as being a requirement for this setup, believe it or not. That's a nice little segue, too, because I actually have video of me doing that. Okay, so this was the only problem I had with the kit as far as assembly. So this is a mic stand, a speaker stand, and I've used this for lots of different ham radio things, for mounting vertical antennas too, and other stuff. It doesn't get too tall, so this was fine. The instructions say to use a threaded plug that has an inner diameter that matches the speaker stand, which is good if you can find them. There are some available online that will probably fit, but at your local Home Depot or Lowe's, not a lot of options. So I went with a PVC cap that I have screwed into the speaker stand, which is totally holding it firmly. It doesn't move at all. And then on top of that, we have the threaded in hex nuts with the Phillips head, pan head screws with a spring, washer, and nut. That was the only issue I had with this build. Everything else was like really straightforward. The only things you have to do again, and I'll back this up so you guys can see all of it. The only thing you have to do is cut the angle iron. You have to melt the lead that goes into the little box here, and then you use a self-tapping screw to screw it into the angle iron, and just being on the bottom or being up against the angle iron, it holds it really tightly up against there, and then everything else just wires into it. The only warning that you have to keep in mind is that you can't put the counter ballast on without having the antenna connected to the angle iron. So when you disconnect the antenna, which is done with 2 hex head set screws, you take the whole unit off and then you put the whole unit back on. You never want to just take the antenna off of this and leave this on. Even though the gearing in here is metallic, this could damage it by having such a heavy weight pushing down on the backside. So yeah, that would be what I would say there. So how much lead? A lot of lead. A lot of lead. Let me show you. It's actually over a pound of lead.
Daddy?
Yeah. And here you go.
Are we just a melting point?
So this took me about 4 minutes or so just melting this, and I'll jump through this a bit. And yeah, I just did it with a map torch, and you can see it kind of flattens out a little bit. Starts getting a little soft. And I think here-ish. Yeah, there you go. Hold on, let me back this up a little bit. Yeah, no joke, right? So, you sure that's legal in California, says K6 Eric K? I don't know, man. You never know. It's always a moving scale here. So why is melting the lead really important? Okay, because there's actually a phenomenon that happens in shipping containers that are shipping rice. If you have something that is kind of cantilevered or balancing, things like lead shot or rice will find its own level in whatever it's at, and it will continue to perturb the leveling control of whatever's running on it. There's actually a whole system of boats, specialized ships, that do shipping of rice, for instance. Lead shot, if just left loose in that ballast box, would constantly be throwing off the little device, the sensor that's on top of it, because it would be constantly screwing with the whole thing. So it's recommended that you melt it. Next that I would do, in fact, after I melted it, there was a bit of shrinkage as it cooled, and the lead is like literally a briquette. It's like a slab of Spam that's floating. It slides a little bit, like horizontally in the project box. So I would probably go in there and hit the edges with hot glue just so it stays firm, or use something like some kind of resin. Actually, resin would be a good idea. That way you're isolating human beings from the lead. The problem with that is now you're introducing more weight on that ballast. So keep that in mind. At the end of the day, a dab of super glue or epoxy is probably what I would do to fix this. But hey, there you go. So that's that. I'm going to move it back out a little bit because I'm going to show you a little bit about how it functions, at least from what I've been able to achieve as of right now. We'll try to fix it live, and if we can, that'd be great, because then I can show you how to actually make contacts with it and hook it up with my radio. So let me slide this back out a bit here. The big thing to keep in mind is when it goes vertical, what is it going to hit? Like there's a light bulb here. So I'm probably going to slide this over a tad. And just keep in mind, it's going to be all over the place if it were to go straight vertical, right? Something to think about. Okay, so what's the chat saying? How's everybody in the chat? Thanks for watching, guys and gals and everyone. All right, so let's get that other laptop back up and running. What's the right way to do this? Yeah, let's do this. I'm going to close out a putty really fast. I'll walk you through the whole process. So here is the dongle. It has a wireless dongle, and it creates a wireless connection to the back of that ballast, that little vacuumed, sealed packet. There's another one over there that also has a position sensor. So this is the heart of the whole thing. You don't have to be physically tethered with this so long as you have Wi-Fi connection to this dongle. This dongle, when it's plugged into your computer, which I will show you right now, if you're doing this, you're going to have to follow kind of this lead here. So let me plug this back in. And I am on Device Manager. As a ham radio operator, you're going to spend a lot of time here if you want to do digital or connect your radio to things on your computer, whatnot. So it shows up as this USB serial CH340 COM3 port, because I have it in the COM3 port. Your ports will vary. But something to know, let me go back up here. Not that. Thank you, though. So when you're on the page for the SarcTrack, there is a USB serial driver you will have to use for the CH340. They link you right to it, so there's nothing complicated about any of this. Totally an easy thing to just download and install. It took a couple of seconds, but you will have to have that to be able to continue. Then you're going to run something called PuTTY. PuTTY is a terminal application used for SSHing into Raspberry Pis or doing serial connection, which we're going to do, or telnetting, whatever. So I have a SarcTrack preloaded connection here, and I'm going to load it. So mine is COM3. It's always going to be 9600 baud for connection, and we're going to hit open. All right. Now, to wake it up, if you will, you hit escape 3 times. And there you go. So it's now saying my dongle on the computer, I'm connected to it via the serial port, the USB serial port. Now I need to plug in my SarcTrack gimbal. And once it wakes up with Wi-Fi or whatever, it should auto-magically connect, and you should see it on the PuTTY window do its jam. So there's a couple of things you can do. Right out of the box, with no software, you can use PuTTY to manually control where this thing points. That's not exactly helpful for satellites, though, because there's just too much movement going on, right? We good, bud? What's going on here? I'm gonna check its connection really fast. When gimbals attack and I get hit in the eye. All right, let's try 0. Yes, go. 0. 0. It should auto-connect. By the way, yeah, so if we go to the manual here, I'll show you. Manual is actually fairly detailed too, so feel free to go check it out. If you're unsure if you want one of these, the manual's available online, just on the main website. Lots of writing here, lots of description on how to build it. Oh, here's that whole tripod mount I was talking about earlier. Get the right plug. See how they have it? That's a pretty clean install. I'm going to find one of those plugs and do that. That's kind of a repeat of what I showed you. A lot of stuff there. All included pretty much, except for the counterweight in the arm. Anyway, let me keep going down to PuTTY here. I'm hoping that it just catches itself up while I'm away. So once you get PuTTY installed, which again is free software, where is it? Yeah, so right here. So after you connected the dongle, which we did, you turn on your SarcTrack rotor and you hit escape 3 times, and the display will show the rotor system because it will auto connect right there. Turn the power supply on. The dongle will connect to the rotor via the dedicated Wi-Fi. The display will show the SSID of the rotor, the connection status prompt, etc. So, did we get that? We did not. No. Okay. So I'm going to disconnect the rotor again. This is a bit of the walking around that I've had to do to troubleshoot this a bit. And then I will disconnect the dongle. Close PuTTY. I have found that there's a certain battery of arms to this. You got to have this running, connected to it via PuTTY if you want to use PuTTY. Then you connect the gimbal, and it should work itself out, hopefully. But okay. I am using a Jenkopotamus, yeah. And we'll bring back PuTTY. It should be there. Escape 3 times. And there he's back. Now he's waiting for the unit again, so I will plug the unit back in. Should have actually brought my multimeter out here. Reggie Love, I don't know the weight limit, actually. That's a really good question. But it was designed to work with the Arrow antenna. That was its sole purpose. So keep that in mind. Yes. So Ham Radio for Non-Techies, it's kind of new to me. I basically got it figured out today, or built today. My issue has been the order of operations of like when you will connect to what. Like connect what to what. I just followed the instructions to the letter. See, it's not auto-connecting. When that happens, what I like to do is disconnect the gimbal and restart the computer. So that's exactly what I'll do. I'm literally showing you the troubleshooting steps that I've been through just in case you go through the same things I do. So let me go ahead and restart it. It shouldn't be a problem, but we all know how that goes. Yeah, an antenna runner would be interesting. There's a couple of handheld devices that theoretically should be able to operate this thing. Theoretically. Which would be really sweet. To a point though, right? Because while the gimbal control is really nice having that, it's only part of the issue. The other part of the issue when you're working satellites is that you need to account for the Doppler. And so that usually will take 2 forms. The first form is that the radio has a robust programming list that you kind of click through, unless you're on a linear, and then you're kind of hand walking the receiver around. Or you connect it to a computer and you let the computer walk the radio for you, and then you just work the microphone. That's what this does when working with software. So the radio's back, or the computer's back here. So let me... All right, so let me go back over here. We're back. All right, let's PuTTY. It is janktastic. This is actually Jenkopotamus version 2. I found another one, not the expensive HP touchscreen. It's another one. It's almost a carbon copy of the Jenkopotamus with a better keyboard and better touchpad. But I'm not ready to tell you anything about it because, frankly, I don't know that they're available. I'm triple clicking. What's going on here, guys? Let's check device manager. See, this is a little bit of the stuff that I've been playing around with because I've been sitting in the sun using this, and that was on purpose. I wanted to know, how's everything going to hold up when we're in the sun, including the laptop. Probably more of the issue is the laptop than anything. I have another laptop waiting in the wings here if I've got to sub it in. So we're going to go SarcTrack, load. It's going to complain because we just disconnected from it, but it didn't do anything to it. It didn't do anything for us. Yeah, the keyboard on the one that I found is much better than the Jankopotamus, but I wouldn't call it like good, like a good laptop keyboard. Much better. Much better, and the trackpad is much superior. So let's do that. Okay, so there we go. It's back to a degree. So we're at least in the dongle. So we're at the dongle. I don't think I would have ran out of power this quickly on this because I've had it off most of the time, but hey, who knows? Yeah, absolutely. Yellow con. So if you pull up the directions, as long as you hit that like 1.8, 1.9 pounds, then you're probably fine. If you want to do, I don't know, 80% lead and then pot it with resin on the top, go nuts. You just don't want it moving around. You don't want it shifting. See, it's not... Okay, well, no, the Arrow is the antenna this was designed for. It's designed to run the Arrow antenna. I'm going to go grab another battery just in case. No, I charged all of this. I just don't know how much, I don't know how much drain the stepper motors put on it, but it shouldn't be enough to take it out this fast. I'm going to let it sit because I'm very impatient. While it's sitting, I'm going to go grab another battery and a multimeter so we can test it out. Yeah, I'm definitely, this is definitely a Nuggets. I'm copying the TO right now this is a Nuggets type video because I literally didn't expect to run into the issues I had. We haven't even got to the point to show you the problems yet with some of the auto software that I ran into. So I will be right back. Enjoy watching this as the world turns. Let me go grab my extra battery and power meter, multimeter. I at least want to get you, yeah, and... Oh, connected. See, we just needed to wait. I have no patience. I have no patience whatsoever. Literally, I'm the worst at some of this stuff. Anyway, we got the multimeter just in case it happens again. Alex, I cannot tell you how many times IT problems are solved by me just walking away because I am way too impatient. I am way too impatient. All right, so we're connected to the SarcTrack. Now we need to do what's called the login. And so to do that, it's the same concept. We're just going to click the escape 3 times. Now I was running into some problem because it starts doing this. It like runs for a little bit and then it craps out. It disconnects. So I can't, would that matter? You happier that way with the Wi-Fi up? Yeah, see, now it's doing the whole thing again. It's got to calm down. It's got to go to space. That's kind of what I am. Yeah, so this has been the other issue that I've had. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. It's like it goes for a bit and then it just stops. And yes, I know I'm zero Chad level, no cool looking putty. Putty's new on this laptop, so I haven't modified it yet. I got no chill. I got no chill with technology, guys. I grew up with bad technology. I expect more. That is a good point, Jody. Yeah, that's the other thing I kind of was worried about. So we got a couple of ways to fix that. In fact, let's do that. All right, so I'm going to exit out of this putty. Yeah. I'm going to move the port of the dongle to a spot that's more advantageous for line of sight. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a stand. So there you go. Now it's beaming. We're moving at the speed of RF. Now we got to change the port settings. No big deal. Let me go over here. We're now on CHA4 or COM port 4 for the CH340. So let's load this guy up and then just change the COM port to 4. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's my whole problem. Now, it could be pissed off that it's trying to, like, connect to 2 of these devices, so I may have to restart the gimbal too. But this is kind of my trials and tribulations, so you're all going through it with me. What was the term that Microsoft came up with? The Zune or squirting? Was that PlayStation? It was PlayStation. You could squirt. Yeah, that's exactly what we want in technology. Well, see, that's the problem, Richard. So yeah, and I want to know if that's the case because this is designed to be out in the sun. All of this is going to be in the sun. When you operate field day or you do whatever, you need to be able to, like, have this work, right? Like, in the sun. So that's why I set up out here. That's why I'm live streaming outside. Because, yeah, I mean, I can make all this work in the garage, but what's the point of that? By the way, I'm not talking anything against this kit. I think the kit's still cool. I just haven't figured out the right flow, right? Some of this stuff, you need to do it its own way. Again, my impatience is kicking in. I'm going to disconnect the gimbal. And we're going to go back out of the connection. And I'm going to wait a second, and then I'm going to reconnect it. Perfect time to grab another beverage. Thank you, Leia. Societe. We're drink. Oh no, I'll bring this over here so you guys can see the Societe IPA. Uber geeks in the chat. Talking about the value of CB. We're gonna let things chill while I pour out this brew. Oh yeah, those guys are having a blast right now. I know they're having a fun time. I wish that I had the freedom to move around as much as Jason can get away with. I love it. I love that he can do that. I wish I had that. Aspirations. But all right, so he plugged it back in. I'm just in my backyard fighting with a gimbal while they're out making contacts. I'm straight line of sight here. So let's go ahead and try to connect it. I'm probably going too fast for all of this, but... Oh yeah, I should go get that Motorola. Yeah, right? You're too funny, Don. I should mention also, this will take anywhere from 12 to 15 volts of power. It is mentioned in the specification, so you can run this off of a Bioenno or lithium LiFePO battery or whatnot, so you shouldn't have to worry about that for the gimbal. Yeah, so now we're waiting. Is that a reference of Sam and Max? Press the button, Max? Is that Sam and Max? Man, Sam and Max was one of my first LucasArts games that I really dove into. Sam and Max Hits the Road. Whew, that was so much fun. So much fun. Don does have a SarcTrack. He does. He's got it. He's got it and the Arrow antenna. He just hasn't built it. Not a bad idea. Oh yeah, SarcTrack is there. I can see it. It's a 2.4. The jank component of it only has 2.4 gigs for Wi-Fi. The dongle would then require, so maybe you're saying set the gimbal up first and then connect the dongle? Yeah, we'll definitely try that. We'll have to reset the putty here, but yeah, you can see it's kind of in this cycle. Well, let's since we're here, we'll do it one more time. Yeah, I can see after playing with this that the fixed cable would be a nice option, because I mean, if we think about it, as much as I like this wireless connection, I think it's really cool. I think it's more of a novelty for what we do for our wireless hobby that we can just go straight. I mean, that might be a better way. Yeah, everybody liking my icons? Go watch my TikTok that I just posted yesterday for my nice icons. You guys know what's up if you see that. If you don't know, I bought a Motorola radio, so there you go. It's that gas station Bluetooth. Okay, so this is obviously not getting us where we need to be. So I'm gonna pop on out of this. I'm gonna check the Wi-Fi really fast again. Yeah, see, it's right there. Big signal, huge signal even. So maybe the problem isn't the gimbal at all. It's my Wi-Fi. Not warm. It's good. Check connections. Antenna is antenna-ing. Oh, it's right here. There you go. All right, gimbal or dongle is back in. Come on. Come on now. Oh. Too big. I may have to change the visuals. I'm not happy with the... Yeah, see, we're back to it again. So I may have to check the voltage here. Winner, winner. It is an XTS 5000 that I bought. Thanks for everybody taking the ride with me too. I appreciate that. I appreciate that I could have built this live, but then I wouldn't have shown you this other half of it, and the other half of it was actually the harder part. The build took me, like, I did most of it today, like just knocked it out. It was not difficult. That's not a bad idea either. Not a bad idea. Oh, no, it doesn't go that high. It's 2.4. 2.4 gigs. Flipper doesn't go that high. Oh, it does with a proto board, but I don't have that. I have it, but I don't have it set up for Wi-Fi. I have the Wi-Fi board. I mean, they all have to play together, and let's go back here. So on the top of that box right there is a little heat shrinked board with a Wi-Fi thing on it, and the dongle has a Wi-Fi thing, and they are apparently trying to negotiate some kind of comms with each other. The Wi-Fi on the SarcTrack is there though, right? Unless let's do this. Let's disconnect the dongle. So I'm going to close this because I'm curious where the Wi-Fi originates from. So the SarcTrack's there. I'm going to disconnect it. So it's the gimbal. The gimbal has the Wi-Fi because this is the dongle. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's disconnect the gimbal. We're going to do a quick check, multimeter check time. I just want to make sure we're still playing with the full deck here. Oh wow, that's a pretty significant dip though. We're still fine, but this went from like 14 volts to 13.2 in a couple of hours, three hours or so, and it wasn't moving anything. Like I had the motors off. There's a motor control. I'll show you guys how to use it if we can get it connected. That yeah, that's kind of weird. Okay. $13.2 was the voltage we had on that. No, I don't have to set anything. These dongles all know how to talk to each other. I don't do anything. So I'm going to plug it back in. Wait, SarcTrack didn't go away, or did it just pop up? I wasn't watching. If you guys are OGs of my channel, you might remember that this is what a lot of my live streams looked like. I was constantly failing through things, and you guys were all giving me advice as we went along. This one is definitely hearkening back to those days. So let's make sure we're on the same one. We are, COM4. And go. Yeah. Okay. There's only one other thing I can think of. All right, there's only one other thing I can think of. So let's, there we go. Let it do its thing. Maybe I should walk away again. Go do something. No, in case I haven't been completely clear, let me pull this up. The Wi-Fi dongle, so the generation of the Wi-Fi is on the back of this guy. He's generating the Wi-Fi when you give him 12 volts. He's doing all that, the Wi-Fi signal, the access point, if you will. The dongle that plugs into my laptop is connecting to that. It knows the authentication. What am I thinking of? Oh my gosh. My brain just melted. Anyway, it knows how to connect to the Wi-Fi. It's got all the things. I don't have to do anything. I just putty into it. Authentication. Jeez. Thank you, chat. Authentication. The authentication is done between that and the dongle. I don't have to do anything other than connect it. And that has been working. So the fact that it's not working right now is a little weird. Correct. Thank you, Jody. Hey, if I got Jody on my back, I know I'm at least following the procedures. I'm working the process. I'm trusting the process. I'm worried that this is a heat thing. I honestly am worried that this is a heat thing. Yeah, I mean, Dennis, I had to do it this way because I knew that the build was easy and I was worried about the software. The software is like, try it a little closer. Yeah, I mean, we can do that. Let's move it. We're going to run into the umbrella a little bit, but it's probably okay. What if we slid it over here a little bit like that? I mean, at the speed of RF, there's just no way that they can't connect. This is just crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's the next step, is we're going to restart the computer. That's my second option again. So I think we're there. So I'm gonna back out of this guy, and we're gonna restart. And we're just, wow! Why did it get so big? On my end, it's huge. I did not make it that big. Yeah, we're just gonna turn this into me getting trounced with the beers lay upon me. I'm telling you, the thing is that, like, yeah, wait, wrong one. We could probably diagnose what's going on, but it's supposed to just work. The sun is coming down, and while this is happening, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the gimbal. We're just going to let everything chill. We're going to let everything chill right out. We're almost done with the live stream. Holy smokes. This is a bummer, because this is not what I wanted to get further than that, because I have gotten further with that. I've actually got it to move. I was able to control it with putty and do the whole thing. It was actually pretty cool. And I'm literally, I can't even show you. Well, thank you. And that is, yeah, I have gotten, I guess, better at not failing so miserably on many live streams, but I need to make this work. I need to make this work for San Clemente. I need to make it work. So this is why we're doing this. And we're going to be mucking with this on the after chat, so if you want to watch as we still also answer your pressing ham radio questions. But if you want to join in on the fun, make sure you click the link in the description to join us on the Discord, or just come back to the next YouTube live stream. I'm going to post another one here. I think I might be getting a little, oh yeah, I'm a little warm. Look at that. I'm like hardcore Irish, so I just burn. I don't actually tan. Do you have to use Wi-Fi, or can you? So I did not have the option to hardwire it. I'm sure you probably can, but that was not the option when I bought it. Okay, so Jody, I'm gonna follow the directions to the letter. The dongle is connected. We're gonna dongle it right now. Back to the dongle. Computer is back online. We're puttying up here. Elaine. I don't know how to do Putty's voice. That just sounds like a computer talking. So we're going to check that the dongle is there. The dongle knows where it's at because it knows where it isn't. Uh-oh. The dongle's not there. What is going on? All right, this is very frustrating. No, I don't think the COM ports change. They physically don't change. Yeah, it's 4. Did I not say 4? All right, I might not have, so let's redo it. I'm about to sub in the second laptop for the after chat. Change it to 4. Yeah, okay, so it was there. That's why I wear all these like UV shirts, because I hate sunblock. I hate sunblock, but I think it's cool to have a hood. So I'm gonna rock my hood right now. All right, so we're gonna putty up again. It's putty time. All right, triple click, escape. Hey, there she is. All right, so per the instructions, I just connect the gimbal now. If we SarcTrack's there again. Where is the SarcTrack? Where is that coming from? It turned on that fast? Couldn't have. It could not have. It could not have. It's not about warmth, it's about the sun. I can be in warm. I don't have a problem with warm. It's the sun. Sun and me don't get along. All right, so we're gonna just give it the 0. Man, we're gonna end the whole live stream on this. And again, I want to reiterate, yes, I want to reiterate that while I am hitting 0, if you go look at the instructions, you don't have to hit anything. It should just, whoop, take it away. Take them away, toys. Like, it should not, we should not have to do this. We should not. I don't know, I can figure out what unit number it is. Well, if you'd like to watch me continue to bash my head against the wall with this, make sure you join us on the Discord for the after chat. Or just hang out, because I'm going to post another YouTube live stream, and we're going to go for hours. Because the kids, everyone's leaving. I'm in the backyard chilling, and we're going to be hanging out. I don't know what to do. I've done all the things. No, so Putty's a pretty simple program. It just makes a connection, right? It could be over serial, telnet, whatever, SSH. You just give it the details and it makes a connection. The fact that we can see that screen up there means that we're connecting to the dongle. The next step is this long, again, this super long jump from the dongle to the antenna, to the gimbal. Are the dongles interchangeable? No. Oh, okay, well, we'll do it Jody's way. All right, so we're going to do one more way before we close out the stream and start the after chat. So I'm gonna break out of it. I'm actually going to close that. And for the sake of, I'm going to disconnect the dongle. I'm going to disconnect the gimbal. Everything's disconnected. I swear, I was literally pointing with this thing earlier. All right, so now we're reset. Let me go back to laptop here. As usual, though, Jody, I trust you completely, as always. I'm going to put on some Art Laboe after this and just drink. All right, we're going to go back to 4. Yes. 1, 2, 3. There it is. We're going to select 0. All right, it's ready. I'm plugging in the gimbal. Here we go. Oh. Gimbal's plugged. No, it doesn't use the laptop Wi-Fi for any of this. What? Oh, what? Had this problem and found the solution. Putty won't open a connection from the serial tab in the left column. Choose session instead and select the checkbox for serial. I had it working before, though. That's the thing. Is this is all working before, so I think there's something else afoot. I can try. As always, I'll try all these things. Man. It's possible my wireless mic is interfering. That's a different frequency set. That's a different frequency space. This is 2.4 gigahertz that they're talking on. Can't be, can it? Oh, when I walked away. Oh, no. No way. No way. All right. I'm gonna turn off this mic pack, and I also have to disconnect the thing. Let me go back to the laptop. Okay. All right. I'm gonna disconnect everything. I don't know that it's coming back on. So if the stream ends abruptly, now you know why. All right. Disconnecting the receiver. Can you hear me? Okay. So kind of. It's kind of working. All right. So let me explain. Let me explain. Let me see if I can route this over here. Maybe that's the problem. So it's not giving us what we need. So maybe that was it to a point. But the problem is we're supposed to be seeing a bunch of menu options that I can actually drive the rotor with right now, which I don't have. So let's do this again. So it is doing something. See, it's not doing it. Is there just too much stuff around me right now? Is there too much stuff? That would be very frustrating. Oh, okay. Yeah. So PuTTY's always been connected because, again, it's connected to the dongle via the Wi-Fi or the USB. So that's not the problem. What we're not getting... Oh, wait. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. Hold on. So it keeps crapping out on that. So, okay. Man. All right, so here's what I got to do. I'm going to wrap up the live stream. I'm going to move all the RF stuff, the mic packs. I'm going to get it out of the way, and we're gonna reset the live stream for the after chat. I don't think it can be that, because this is wired mic, audio went away. No, audio's there. We're fine. Yeah, it keeps cutting out. I need it to give me the system set, because I can't send any commands. I'm trying to type the commands in right now, and it's not letting me. Disable laptop Wi-Fi. All right, will do. Here we go. This is my last hack. Maybe. Wi-Fi is off. All right, back to PuTTY. See, it's like it's lagging. All right, I will. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to wrap this whole thing up. If you want to find out the thrilling conclusion of me getting everything RF moved, so that can just talk, which I just don't get it, because it's the signal strength is flawless on the Wi-Fi right now. No, it keeps cutting out. No. Okay. I don't have Wi-Fi on. The MacBook uses 5 gigs. Not 2.7. All right, that's it. Oh my goodness. Join us on the after chat if you're so inclined to see how the thrilling conclusion of this ends. Maybe, I don't know. Regardless, we haven't even got to the real problem. I have another completely different problem that I'm dealing with to get this all worked up. Can you plug serial directly into it? I can't. It's 2.4 for sure. All right, that's it. Join us on the after chat. I will test everything with it off when the live stream ends, and then I'll see you on the after chat. Maybe. Take it easy. Oh, you know what? No, we'll do the patron. Big shout out to the patrons first before we wrap up. Hopefully it gets dark here soon. The sun's almost about down. Remember, next week, Mike K8MRD will be in the house, and we'll be talking JSA call. And we'll be having fun with him. And the advanced features of JSA call. The after chat will be live streamed, so it's on my YouTube channel. Don't worry, and then and everybody will be talking on the Discord once I get that all set up. Yeah, advanced JSA call is just going to be my trick to get him to talk about APRS. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah, if the sun goes down and it all starts working, that's a whole nother problem. But we're not even at my real problem, which is a port setting on the auto control functionality. Yeah, so challenges abound. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you giving me the tips. We'll maybe get it working in the next live stream. All right, take it easy. See ya.